Minnesota has an abundance of talented musicians. Welcome to A Taste of Talent on the Road, where we will chat with Minnesota musicians of any genre, talking about their story and their music, shining a light on diversity in local music. I am your host, Jacob Woody. Let's find out what is vibing in the hearts and souls of Minnesota music. This is A Taste of Talent on the Road. Hey everybody, you turned into A Taste of Talent on the Road, Season 2. I'm Jacob Woody. I'm sitting here with Rachael Ianiro. Thank you so much for joining. You can jump into your first song whenever you're ready.
All right. This is called Best Bad Thing. Tell me to wait for you. I tell you no way. You say I ain't right for you, 'cause I know you ain't right for me. And just like a cigarette cries in the dead of the night, I'll be your worst regret, but hey, at least I'm on your mind. Singing that song, walking down the street, got your hands in your pockets and your eyes on me. I got you where I want you to be. I know you ain't right for me, it's true, but I think I could be the best bad thing for you. So rather than playing it by the rules, I think I could think of something better to do. You think I could be the best bad thing for you? Well, I got a gypsy soul, I ain't made to stay, but I'll keep you holding on, and then I'll hit you like a hurricane. See, I ain't the type of girl that's trying to settle you down. I'm here for a good time, so what you say for now? Keep singing that song, driving fast with me, while the blue lights chase us down a dead-end street. I got you right where you don't want to be. Well, I know you ain't right for me, it's true, but I think I could be the best bad thing for you. So rather than playing it by the rules, I think I could think of something better to do. You think I could be the best bad thing, and I'm not trying to be what you need, it's what you think that you need, boy. I won't be the one by mistake, kind of guy that you made, boy. When you're humming that song, sitting in the bar, with your hand on the bottle and my name on your arm. I'm long gone, but I'm never that far. I know you ain't right for me, it's true, but I think I could be the best bad thing for you. So rather than playing it by the rules, I think I could think of something better to do. You think I could be the best bad thing for you? Oh, for you. Tell me to wait for you.
Really, Rachel, I appreciate you joining. It's been quite a little while since we've got to sit down like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's been at least a couple years, maybe.
Yep.
But what's been going on? What's been new? We can plug Nashville a little later because that's a big topic I want to get to.
Okay.
But yeah, what's been going on?
I suppose I've been playing a lot of shows around the area, around Fargo, Moorhead, and Detroit Lakes, and just
Yeah.
kind of around the lakes area and stuff like that. So I've been busy with that on the weekends, and I had moved to Nashville over the winter, and so
Yeah.
that was fun, and that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Nice. Well, and also, you've been doing this for how long? It's been a couple years. Because I remember you doing Muskie Days in 2016, was it?
Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yep.
So you've been at it for a while. So
Yep.
you've built your name up to be desired, and you want a lot of people even ask for you. I believe now, instead of you going to them, they're going to you.
Yep, it's
which is
nice
good.
now. So yeah,
I'm guilty. I feel like, hey, Rachel, okay, let's do this show. And of course, last year it didn't work out with scheduling, but thank goodness it did this year.
Oh yeah, I'm
And
thankful it did.
Happy it did.
Yeah,
oh my
me
goodness.
too.
But yeah, so let's, I guess, just start from the very beginning. go way back. What gave you your love for music? What was the one thing or a couple things that just made you latch onto it and run?
I suppose like at a young age, probably like around 11 or something, I started writing my own music just randomly. I've always been kind of the creative brain of the family.
Yeah.
And my dad had an old Alvarez just laying around the house because he played guitar sometimes.
Okay.
So I kind of wanted to learn that. So I just picked it up one day and I told myself I was going to learn it myself. And I just sat in my room for like 4 hours at a time and I just hammered down. And so I kind of got into it that way. And then my first show was actually not until I was 18. I had taught myself guitar when I was 16. And my first show was when I was 18. It was like a school talent show type of deal.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, you really should do it. So I really had to be pushed to do it because I'm not really somebody who likes to be in front of people. But here I am. That's my job now. So
So then who was your biggest influences to push you to do that? Was it like peer pressure, or was it like your family saying to do it? Or
it was kind of a lot of different people. So it was definitely like my family and friends and just my peers, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what song you did? Was it an original?
I remember, yes, I did. I remember I did 2 originals, and I think one of them was Heroes, which is a song I wrote about our veterans. And I can't remember. I think I did one called Round We Go.
Sure. Yeah,
So
I like that one.
I can't remember, but that one's kind of a like happy little tune and whatnot. So I haven't played those 2 in a long time.
Yeah, that gives me a little flashback.
A little bit of a flashback,
It's
yep.
like, because we can get this a little later, is when you worked on your album,
Yep.
those 2 were on there.
Yes.
And I like those. I like Round We Go. That one,
Yep.
I do like that one.
No, thank you.
But afterwards, was it more like this is it? This is what I want to do? Or was it like, okay, I don't know what to think of it, but, so like, what was your inspiration, or what was your feeling after it?
I think I kind of had a mix of emotions afterwards because I was like, oh my gosh, that was so nerve-wracking. Like, I never want to do it again. But then I'm like, everybody was telling me I did a good job. And then I was like looking back at it and I'm like, okay, maybe I do like doing that. So
All right.
I kind of just kept doing it more and more until I built up more confidence. And now it's what I do.
Nice. Now, you mentioned a little earlier you taught yourself how to play guitar.
Yep.
Which with that's always kind of a gamble when you're teaching yourself something, because you can develop bad habits and all that stuff. But
yes,
of how you're doing now, it's I don't see a problem.
Yep. Oh, I definitely
Sorry,
have.
was that too music educator? Was that a little?
I appreciate it. No, I definitely have developed some bad habits through it. So I have kind of been working on trying to get out of those. So we'll see how that goes.
Sure.
But,
And that was, you said 2016 or 20
when I started
when you
learning
started to
guitar.
play, yeah.
When I was 16, not 2016. So I don't know.
For me, it's the same thing.
That's almost 10 years ago. Oh my gosh. I'm 25
Wow.
now.
So then who would you say is your biggest influence when it comes to music? Because when it comes even to songwriting, I'm sure there are people you kind of pull from.
Yep.
When you're singing and all that stuff. Do you have a certain model you like to go for?
I mean, like when I first started guitar, I think that every little girl kind of looked up to Taylor Swift. And so that was one of Taylor Swift, Carrie Underwood was kind of like my first inspirations. But now since then, it's kind of changed as I'm kind of finding like what my sound is. And I don't know, I guess I really like Eric Church and the way that he writes and everything.
Okay.
And so I really look up to him and people like Morgan Wade and stuff like that.
So a lot of newer country artists in a way.
Yep. Chasing lightning, dressed in a leather feeling every gear. I'm light as a feather, watch me disappear. Oh, I'm out of here. I'm the phantom in a red bandana. Yeah, I'm riding that chrome on a black top road. Feel that engine humming since the storm is coming, and I'm free. Might be the death on me, blacktop queen. Most swear I have a death wish. I'm just hooked on such a heavenly sin. This is living, and I do it well. I'm halfway to heaven on the highway to hell. If freedom's bell, I'm the phantom in a red bandana. Yeah, I'm riding that chrome on a black top road. Feel that engine humming, sense the storm is coming, and I'm afraid might be the death on me, blacktop queen. Got my face, got my hair in the wind, and I cut right through it. It's a curse, it's a drug, oh Lord, but it's a beautiful one. And I'm right in my heart, I could kiss the sky. I'm the phantom in a red bandana, yeah, I'm riding that chrome on a black top road. Feel that engine humming, sense the storm is coming, and I'm free. Lord, I'm not free. Bell driven sends the tires spinning, and that rubber screams a devil's machine. It's nothing but dust when I grip the clutch and set free. What'll be the death on me, blacktop queen.
Let's talk a little about the album that you did, because you've only done one, haven't you?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. And what was that experience like? Because I bet that was interesting.
Yep. That one, I remember it like, I remember parts of it, I suppose, because I feel like it was so long ago. But this was probably...
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like, I probably was 16, 17. I just learned guitar. So I think that's when I started writing a bunch, and I had all these songs to record. So I went into the studio and just did a couple acoustic songs of my own. And I don't know, I remember it feeling really good to finally be able to put some music out. Right. But I haven't put music out since then yet, because I have a hard time trying to figure out who I want to record me and what my sound is, especially.
Right. That's the big thing. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you have your own social media ways you give out music, which get like hundreds and hundreds of views and likes and stuff, and I'm like, good for her, but I don't come over here. No, but no, it's great because you still get that aspect of it, and you don't have to put a lot of work into like an album. You just record a song, submit it. It's kind of nice that way.
It is kind of nice that way. I just also would eventually like to get some full production going, kind of thing.
Yep.
But I'm happy with where it is right now.
Also, when it comes to your performing side of things, I'd say that even involved even more as well, because you have your banter in between songs has gotten way better, because you're understanding it's just communication with the audience.
Yep, exactly.
And you're having communication with them in between songs, be like, hey, do this song. Like, oh, okay, thanks.
Yep.
And I've seen you perform multiple times, and I'm always blown away every time because it's just so awesome. Well, and if you guys ever get a chance to see Rachael Ianiro, you owe it to yourself. You won't be let down.
And I love having Jacob up there on my breaks when he comes to watch me.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
He is very talented as well.
Yeah, there has been a couple times where she'll be like, I want to take a break. Hey, Jacob, you want to come play? Like,
and then he can't say no because I say it to the microphone.
Yeah, then I look like a dick. I don't want to do that. You do it live on my... Yeah. You're like, hey, Jacob, I'm taking a break. You want to come do a couple songs?
And he's like, no, I'm having a drink.
Like, it's okay. I do it. Like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But it's always fun. And I enjoy when that happens, too, because then... it's also showing that you're helping other musicians and all that. You got a lot better success rate than I have, but to spread the wealth a little bit is always nice to see. So I appreciate it.
It's fun to have you up there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
With the performing side of things as well, is that something you kind of had to learn of how to like banter, how to communicate, instead of just here's my song, and then do it. Here's my other song, and then
I
so
used to
like
do that.
A robot.
Yep, I used to do that all the time. Like I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't tell people when. Like I'd do covers mixed in with my originals, and I wouldn't tell people when it's a cover or when it's an original because I was like nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear me talk, but. But I'm like now I'm getting a little bit better at it, even though I'm not much of like a talker to an audience. Like I can sit one-on-one and talk to you, like talk your ear off. Sure. But right, Well, I wasn't going to say it, Rachel, but no. I said it for him.
But we appreciate it in this field. Right.
Instead
but it's just one-word answers.
Exactly. But. It's just so much different when you're like talking to an audience because it's like you have to like pick one person out of the audience and like seclude them, and it's like they probably don't want to be picked on right now. So I'm just like, it's always sometimes awkward, but it's like, what do you do? That's what I signed up for. Exactly. They came to see you, so they deserve it. No. Yep, exactly. Yeah, you signed up for this too.
Right. So when it comes to like that side of things, like promoting, I always see you posting on social medias that you're performing in certain places. Mm-hmm. You got things going on everywhere, like every night it seems like you're busy, which kudos to you that you're doing it so often. Mm-hmm. But that's good. That's also improving. How else do you try and get your music out there though? Social media is my number one. That's the one. I get everything out. Sure. I take a video, I post it on my Facebook music page, and then I post what I'm doing on Instagram and everything, where I'm playing next and stuff, because it's just like honestly the best way to do it, and then like doing stuff like this, Right. So yeah. What are the odds I'd run into you? We haven't talked since you made you choose. It was either me or her, and you knew she made you feel alone, but she was something you could show off. And I guess I should have known that you'd come crawling back soon as she was gone. You ask how have you been, like nothing's wrong. And just because you look so good don't mean you win me back. You could say you made a mistake, but that don't change the past. You don't get to come around here and tell me I look beautiful. You don't get to tell me you miss me when it's your fault I'm gone. And you can't say that you're sorry, 'cause I know that you're not. You're only sorry now that I'm all you got. So you don't get to come around here. You'll never know how many tears I cried, or how many hours I spent up at night trying to convince myself that I'm better off without you. And now that you've come back around, I finally believe that it's true. You don't get to come around here and tell me I look beautiful. You don't get to tell me you miss me when it's your fault I'm gone. And you can't say that you're sorry, 'cause I know that you're not. You're only sorry now that I'm all you got. So you don't get to come around here. Whoa.
and you don't have a clue how long I've wanted to hear that from you. But it's a little too late, and I'm tired of this hell. So hear me when I say, save it for someone else. 'Cause you don't get to come around here and tell me I look beautiful. You don't get to tell me you miss me when it's your fault I'm gone. You can't say that you're sorry, 'cause I know that you're not. You're only sorry now that I'm all you got. So you don't get to come around here. Oh no, oh no, no.
So yeah, let's talk about your songwriting, because we kind of mentioned it a little bit, that it's tough to not write when you're not inspired. So how do you get inspired? Is there something that has to happen? Do you like take a nice walk in the woods, go to the beach? What kind of thing?
Yeah, honestly, it just jumps out of nowhere sometimes. I don't know. Like,
Okay.
I'll just be like, a lot of times I drive in silence. Like, most people would think like a musician like listens to music all the time and like driving like an hour or anything, like they listen to music all the time. And I'm just like, I will sit in silence the whole time. Like 75% of the time I'm not listening to anything in my car.
Really?
Yeah. And I sound like a psychopath, but half
That's
the time it's because
fascinating.
like I'm just like in such deep thought, and then like I'll start thinking of a lyric and I'll be trying to like, I'll kind of like start writing a song in my head while I'm driving or something like that. Like, so it just kind of comes out of nowhere, I guess. Getting out into nature and stuff, and like you
Sure.
said, walking in the woods and stuff sometimes always sparks something in me. Or
Right.
yeah, just sitting down and like playing certain chords, kind of you get a feel for a song that should be, and you're like, I'm gonna make it that.
I'm sure you've got into like a song, be like, oh, this isn't good, and just toss it.
Yep.
And the ratio is probably higher with those than it is ones that you actually like and perform.
Yep.
How do you decipher if it's what you want to perform or not?
It's kind of a tough question, I guess. I just going by feeling, I guess. And
Go by
like if
feeling.
I play it, I'll usually, if I write a song, even if I'm not so sure about it, I'll play it for the crowd and kind of see how they respond to it.
Sure.
And if it's not like a good response, it's like, okay, we're not going to do that one again.
All right. Do you also you said like running through the crowd? Do you treat crowds differently? Like if you're doing it at like a little bar or like a music festival or something like that, do you treat them a little differently? Like in the bars, you can try newer stuff, but with the crowds, with the festivals, you like do your perfected ones.
Yep.
Or does it really matter?
I think for the most part, like I usually practice the same songs over until I like have them down.
Okay.
So I kind of play the same, I would say, for each crowd.
Okay.
Sometimes I am a little more bold with a smaller crowd.
Okay.
Just because like I'm a little more talkative to them, because it's not like I'm talking to a big crowd or anything like that.
Right.
So
Sure.
I'm a little more, I don't know, relaxed, I think I would say. So
Okay.
yep.
Well, let's probably ask a question that's probably one of the most important ones of this whole show. A lot's writing on this one. It's a real killer.
Oh.
Where can people find your music?
Okay. Well, I don't really have anything recorded, but you can find me on Rachael Ianiro Music on Facebook and Instagram and all the socials.
All the socials.
Yeah, those what I'd say. Like I post my where I'm going to be playing and updates the most on Facebook. So my Facebook music
Okay.
page. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Any Spotify stuff like that?
No, not yet. I'm
Not
hoping
yet?
to eventually.
Okay. All right.
I have a hard time picking what I want to do with it and whatnot, but
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we got a little bit of time here. I really want to discuss Nashville,
okay.
because as you know, I love Nashville. It's the city, the biggest one that I felt at home at.
Okay, yeah.
I love it down there. So what got you to go to Nashville? Was this always a plan of yours? Or was this kind of a recent goal?
Just kind of, well, I've always wanted to go to Nashville since I was 16. I started doing my own music, my own thing kind of thing. I've always wanted to go. I visited one time for like an hour because we were driving through, and I wasn't 21. I didn't get to see all the nightlife or like all the people playing at the bars at night or anything like that. So I was like, I always want to go down there, and I think I'll regret it if I don't try it. So I have 2 friends that moved down there from Minnesota, and they had an open room. So I went down and I stayed in the open room, and just for over the winter, just to get a feel of it. And I thought it was really fun. It was a good experience. I met a lot of good people, a lot of good connections. And
good.
Yeah.
That's the best thing.
Right.
Is connections.
Right.
And just getting your feet wet in it is just awesome.
Yep. And seeing how the music industry works and everything like that. Because it is confusing if you like have never immersed yourself in it, really.
Right. Yeah. So did you just do busking on the streets, or did you do some bar gigs, or what was kind of the extent of performing down there?
I did a couple bar gigs that were kind of a little outside of Nashville, but then the ones that I did in Nashville were rounds. And so are you familiar with what rounds are? It's
no.
So that's okay. I didn't either when I went down there. So it's basically you have like 3 to 4 songwriters up on stage, all set up next to each other, and you go down the line and you do originals, and everybody gets to do about 3 originals.
Oh, that's cool.
And then they switch them out for 4 new people. So you're scheduled for these rounds.
I like that.
Yeah, it is a really cool because there's a lot of people that go to watch, and just it's cool to hear other people's songs too. And it's sometimes intimidating too, because it's like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? That's such a good song. But yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yep.
So I guess, did you ever get the feeling of like, oh, Nashville isn't really liking the new musicians nowadays? Or was it more like, it's still so vibrant? I mean, the people are loving it still.
Yep.
Or was it kind of a mixture?
It was kind of a mixture. There are a lot of people there now. And I mean, most of them are very friendly and very helpful and stuff. And I don't know, it was a mix of a lot of people, but for the most part, it was a good experience, and there was good people, and they all, everyone's down there to do the same thing, so they're going to try to help you out because they know what it's like. And
but I guess still highly competitive.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, I don't like to look at it that way. I like to be like, I think a lot of people look at it that way, and I don't know. I don't like looking at it that way because I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm competing against my friend. It's like we have completely different styles, completely different writing styles, and it's like I want to be able to support you and not feel like I'm in a competition. So I wrote this one just a couple weeks ago, and so I'm still getting used to it, but this one's called
New.
Yeah, this is a new one.
Yes.
This one's called Getting By.
Okay.
Streets are all overgrown with cigarettes and booze. Try my best to make it right, but hell, I'm the problem too. Acting like we ain't running out of time. Yesterday I came across a man in ragged shoes, run down by life. I guess we talked about the moon could reach that high. The regret in both his eyes. What if when I'm old and gray, I'm staring at the miry clay, wondering if I could have made it one more mile? Maybe I don't want to be worn out at 70, thinking, man, I should have gave it one last try. Don't waste the time you got down here, just getting by. I could leave tonight and head off for the hills, but I got a new promotion, that's the extent of all my thrills. Maybe there's more than what I've been living for. at the miry clay, wondering if I could have made it one more mile. Maybe I don't want to be worn out at 70, thinking, man, I should have gave it one last try. Don't waste the time you got down here, just getting by and by, my child. Life short ain't here to stay, and I'm afraid that what if when I'm old and gray, I'm staring at the miry clay, saying, damn, I could have made it one more mile. Maybe I don't want to be worn out at 70, thinking, man, I should have gave it one last try. Don't waste the time you got down here. No, don't spend the time you got left down here, just getting by, just getting by. Ooh.
You tuned into A Taste of Talent on the Road, Season 2. I'm sitting with Rachael Ianiro, and I'm having a ball so far.
So am I. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. What other big stage would you like to play on? Because you've done all that. Is WeFest in the cards at some point?
That would be fun because it's my
the Ryman-
hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. What's kind of the big goal to play at?
Probably WeFest. I don't know.
WeFest?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, let's show them what's coming their way. Let's have another song.
Another song. Okay. I'm going to do... So this one's called Minnesota Pines.
Ooh.
Let's take our hearts and run with the season to a cabin in the trees down a winding road where nobody knows, and you can tell me what you got going on in your mind. Let's get away, ain't got much time. It's getting cold, baby, it's cold outside. These Minnesota pines. These Minnesota skies. Won't you run with me where the wildflowers grow free? I got a picture in my head. Come all your worries, all your broken-hearted stories, and lay them all to rest. What you got going on in your mind? Let's get away, ain't got much time. It's getting cold, baby, it's cold outside. These Minnesota pines. These Minnesota skies. What you are going on in your mind? Let's get away, you ain't got much time. It's getting cold, baby, it's cold outside. These Minnesota pines. These Minnesota skies.
you doing the Taste of Talent, like also as a show again this year, or are you just doing it on the road?
Just this.
This is a good idea, though. I like this idea of having it on the road.
Yeah, it's nice because I mean, with the concert series, it was always kind of a miracle to get all of them together.
Right, I know that's the hard thing. That was like
It was,
it's
but it
hard
worked
to
out.
get, yeah, it's hard to get a bunch of musicians in the same spot at the same time.
Well, yeah, and we kind of know that because I never got you to be on the program. But
I know. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm already booked.
no, it's fine.
But here I am.
Yeah, here you are. That's the plus side. And of course, when COVID hit, I couldn't do another one.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, how can I still, make musicians get more time out there? Because
Yep.
that's kind of the whole point.
Right.
Is, I want to take that and spread the wealth in a certain way
Yep.
where they get their own spotlight.
Yep.
Because that's what we need
Yep.
in life.
Yep.
So might as well try it.
Exactly.
So I try to make it work out. And last year we did 10 shows and just like this, and it worked out because
Yep.
we could work around the musician's schedule,
Right.
go where they want to go.
Right.
I like it.
And social media too is such a big way of getting it out. So
Right.
it's a really good idea because then you can do YouTube, you can do Facebook, you can do
Exactly.
your website, and
Yeah.
it reaches so many people, even people who can't come to Minnesota for one show.
Right.
It could be
Yeah.
somebody that's, in Florida, just like, oh, I'm gonna go on YouTube and
Right.
They can see it from that far away, and it's kind of cool that way. But
So do you ever get that feeling too? Like, I'm just going to post this one thing and then it just blows up like unexpectedly? Like, whoa!
I don't know.
Where?
Why are there
70 shares?
Yep.
What?
I mean, it's happened. Yes. I don't know. It's not like, I don't know. I'm just like, oh, cool. Like, I try not to be like too, I don't know, excited about it. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to come off as like oh yeah, like I knew it would blow up or any, I don't want to, I don't want to come off like, cause it's like, I don't ever expect that. So it's just like, I like to post it, and it's like, when I see that other people really like it and they're sharing it and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, cool. Like, what I'm doing is like what other people like. It's like, I'm not doing it for, somebody else. I'm doing it for myself, and I'm like putting it up there, and I'm like, oh, cool. And if other people like it, I'm fine with that. And yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Did you get that, any advice from anyone down in Nashville about that kind of stuff?
I've just,
Or was it mostly a different kind of
I suppose
world?
it's just basically from like, people have basically just said all you got to do is be humble, help people out, and
sure.
Do what you want to do. Don't try to sound like somebody else because they already sound like themselves.
Pretty sound advice.
Do your own thing. Yeah. Like,
Sure.
Don't look at it as a competition or anything. Just do it.
Yeah. Awesome.
There is a house upon a hill where I am certain I was killed, and if that thought is ill, then the whiskey will. I had a dream the other night where the trees all came to life and the crows had eyes, but nothing was alive. Something doesn't feel right. What's creeping in the moonlight? It's getting hazy. Is my mind playing tricks on me? No, it didn't. I know it did. Must have slipped and hit my head. Haunted by his pretty sins. My heart bleeds. Have mercy. I heard the homing of a knife, and the chill shot down my spine. Nothing in the night, but I saw his eyes. Run, but you can't hide. I've never seen a ghost from the other side. Set me free, like he gave a damn about me. It's getting hazy. Is my mind playing tricks on me? 'cause it's getting hazy. And I still feel his hands on me. It's getting hazy. Is my mind playing tricks on me? No, he didn't. I know he did. Must have slipped and hit my head. Haunted by his pretty sins. My heart bleeds. Baby, please have mercy. Have mercy. Have mercy. There is a house upon a hill where I am certain I was killed, and if that thought is ill, I hope the whiskey will. Thank you.
I've said it many times before, but I like your analogies and the way you phrase things and your
thank you.
lyrics. I personally find that, it's hard for me to do it. It kind of just happens, but I like how you do it.
Well, thank you. I
great.
appreciate it. I kind of wrote that one with around a Halloween time. So
Okay.
it's kind of it kind of has that weird eerie lyrics kind of about a haunted house and a breakup kind of being the same thing, it feels like you're dead after I don't know just one of those weird things where I was trapped in my room for too long. So
Sure. Yeah, that's cool though. I like that.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for joining. I've had a ball, and I appreciate we finally been able to get this.
Yes, I know.
In. Taking us forever for it, but
yeah, we made it. We did it.
That's the point. And thank you all very much for watching. Any last words, Rachel?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I don't know, just thanks for watching.
Yeah, awesome. You can always check it out on Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. If you ever get a chance to see her, you owe it to yourself. You will not be disappointed to go see her live in concert.
And Jacob might be there to hop up for a couple as well.
Yeah, you might get a special surprise from someone.
Right, there you go.
Little hint, wink, wink.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I've been Jacob Woody. This is Rachael Ianiro. This was Taste of Talent on the Road. Have a good night. The following program has been brought to you by the Minnesota Arts, Cultural, and Heritage Fund. If you like what you hear and like to hear more, you can check out nijiradio.org or prx.org. I am Jacob Woody, and you've been listening to A Taste of Talent on the Road. Thank you so much for your time.